In this section, we'll be discussing the degree requirements for an undergraduate degree in psychology at Texas Tech University. Our degree is a Bachelor of Arts. We do not have a Bachelor of Science. The major or all of your psychology courses must be at least 35 hours. This is 11 hours of the core classes that everyone must take, 6 groups. You must have one from each group, or a total of 18 hours, and 2 classes or 6 hours of psychology electives. The electives can be any psychology class. There are also a number of general degree requirements that Arts and Sciences, our college, requires of anyone who is completing a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology in Arts and Sciences at Texas Tech. They are requiring you to have a minor. The minor can be anything that you can find that you like that's offered as a minor at Texas Tech. All of them are at least 18 hours. Some of them are more. Some are very structured. Some are very flexible. The best way to research your minor is to look in the catalog at subjects that interest you, that you think you might want to choose for your minor. And in the first few pages for every department, it will say what's required for the minor in that subject. There are also some interdisciplinary minors, and you can find those in the catalog as well. In addition to the major and the minor, you have to complete the general degree requirements that everyone, whether it's history, English, psychology, sociology, everyone in Arts and Sciences who's getting a BA must complete these general degree requirements. Those are things like English, history, math, what some people call basics. The psychology core requirement is 3 classes that every psychology major must complete. The first one is General Psychology, Psychology 1300. This is a prerequisite for most of the other psychology classes, so it's usually recommended that you take General Psychology, Psychology 1300 first. Once you've completed that, you'll take Psychology 2400, which is Statistical Methods. This is not the same class as Math 2300, also called Statistical Methods. In order to apply your statistics class to the major, it must be Psychology 2400. This class has a lab. It is a prerequisite for Research Methods, which is the other core class that you must take. And it counts as one of your 3 communication literacy classes that's noted by a CL. It will also have an 061, 062 sequence section number. Psychology 2400 can also be used as one of your 2 required math classes. The final core class that all psychology majors are required to take is Research Methods, Psychology 3401. That is also one of the 3 communication literacy classes that you must take, or if you're on the old curriculum, it'll be writing intensive. It has a lab. It is a prerequisite for some psychology courses, but not all. Our faculty strongly recommend that you take this course as soon as possible, which means as soon as you finish General Psychology and then Statistical Methods. Ideally, your next class will be Research Methods. In addition to the 3 core classes, the rest of our classes are divided into 6 groups. These are not any particular level or order. They are just different areas of psychology to give you kind of a broad background in psychology as an entire discipline. Group 1 is Learning and Cognition. Group 2, Individual Differences, Personality and Social Processes. Group 3 is Biological Bases of Behavior. Group 4, Developmental Bases in Behavior. Group 5, Applied Professional Psychology in Community and Practice Settings. And Group 6, Additional Courses in Psychology. You must have at least 1 class from each group. Some of the groups you're going to find more than one that you want to take, and that's fine because you also have 6 hours of psychology electives, and those can come from any of the groups as long as they're psychology classes. If you are on the 2016 or earlier catalog, you are required to have 2 writing intensive psychology classes. Research methods, which everyone has to take, is one of the writing intensive classes. It is always writing intensive. The second class is anything that you choose, as long as it's psychology. It can be from the groups or from the electives. You will know a psychology writing intensive class because of the section number. It will have a 5 in the tens place. So as opposed to 001, 002, etc., it will be 051, 052, etc. And some courses are writing intensive all of the time. Others are only certain sections, certain semesters. So it's important to watch for that section number. Here's an example. You can see that these are writing intensive courses, and all of them, the section number is 051 or 052, 053, etc. Writing in courses are not always offered during the summers. Sometimes they are, but it's probably not a good idea to count on it. It's also not a good idea to put off till the very end of your college career your writing intensive requirement, simply because the writing intensive classes do change, and it's very possible that if you are down to one group and you still need a writing intensive, there is no way to guarantee that there will be a writing intensive section offered in that group. So I will encourage you every time I talk to you to take research methods as soon as you can, and then make your next priority be your second writing intensive class. Beginning in the fall of 2017, writing intensive is going away just for students starting in the fall of 2017, and is being replaced by communication literacy requirement. You must have 3 communication literacy, which is CL, courses in psychology. 2 of them are classes that you're going to take anyway, which is Statistical Methods, Psychology 2400, and Research Methods, Psychology 3401. You then have to select a third course, and these may, again, like the writing intensive, they may be any group or elective as long as they're psychology classes. And you can tell, again, by section number. As we said earlier, writing intensive is designated by an 05 section number. Communication literacy is designated by an 06 section number. Now, let's say you want to take Psychology 4334, and that is in Group 5, and you're taking it for your communication literacy, so it has 061 as a section number, so you know it's communication literacy. That will count as both your Group 5 and your communication literacy requirement. Same thing if it's an elective. Communication literacy courses section numbers have a 6 in the tens place, 061, 062, etc. And again, 2 of the communication literacy classes are always the same. The third one will vary from semester to semester. Like writing intensive, communication literacy courses are not necessarily always offered in the summertime. So don't wait if you're going to graduate in August and you still haven't taken your communication literacy course. Hopefully you won't be in a bad situation, but I'd like to get you to take these earlier rather than later so that you don't get held up at the end because you haven't met this requirement and the class you need is not offered during the summer. In addition to your major and your minor, you must complete a certain number of classes for arts and sciences. This is called Arts and Sciences General Education Requirements. The list changes every year. The list that we're looking at right now is the 2016-2017 because that is the newest one that's available right now. I will let you know when the new one comes out, and this is also available, as are the older ones, on the Arts and Sciences website. The class must be on this list in order to count for the degree requirement that you're trying to meet. Just because Zoology 2404 is a science and sounds like a science, which in fact it is and it doesn't mean it counts for a science, which in fact it does not because it's not on the list. So disregard what you may know to be true and follow the list, and if you're not sure, check with me. I do not require you to meet with me every semester for registration advising. Many advisors do, and your friends will tell you that you are required to meet with me. You are certainly welcome to meet with me if you need help, and you should make an appointment early to do that. However, if you do not need help, I'm not going to force you to come in just because I can. If you need help and you want an appointment, we have a link where you can go and make an appointment online, and we'll talk about that in a little while. Whether you have seen me or not, or whether you have had an appointment or not, please go ahead and register on your day to register, because it's important that you register as soon as you're eligible so you get your classes. So even if you haven't met with me, go ahead and register, and we can fix anything we need to fix when we meet. Register based on the advising worksheet that we will give you that shows you what you have and what you need, and also what you learn from looking at degree works. You'll file an intent to graduate when you file your degree plan, and we're going to talk about that in more detail in just a minute. Your intent to graduate needs to be filed a minimum of a year before you're going to graduate. That is the form that Arts and Sciences has. The way it works is when you're going to hit 45 hours or more, you'll make an appointment with me early in the semester to file your degree plan, which I'll fill out the major part. Then you'll take the degree plan to the minor advisor. They will fill out the minor part. Then you will take it to 102 Holden Hall, which is the Arts and Sciences Student Division. You will give it to them. They will have you do your intent to graduate, and then you will be official. If you have questions, please call the advising office at 806-834-8617. If you want to ask me a specific question, please email me at maggie.durham@ttu.edu. If you want to talk about careers or graduate school, please email my graduate assistants at psychadvisors@ttu.edu. Finally, for an appointment, go to strive.ttu.edu, log in using your E-Rater information, click on Get Academics Advising and Support. If you are not our major, but you're thinking about it, go to Exploration and Major Changes, select Prospective Student Advising, select College of Arts and Sciences, Psychological Sciences. If you are currently a psychology major, select Academic Advising Majors. Select the option that best describes the goal of the appointment, such as planning and course approval, degree plan filing, and so on, and select Maggie Durham.